as you know now, that I am Mohammad Rashid Ansari, also known as Rashid. I am a senior engineer at Qualcomm at a small but efficient research team in V2X and autonomous vehicles. But today, I am proposing our tool that we have used extensively in our research. So the attack side of that tool, we have adeptly named it as VASP. And I know Alfred talked about that this conference was also going to be known as VESP. So there's that similarity. Right. Okay, let's start. So you know what V2X is. Basically, it allows you to allows vehicles to wirelessly share kinematic information between vehicles and infrastructure. And mainly, it also, the main advantage is that it allows non-line of sight operation between vehicles. So where this would be useful is if there are a couple of vehicles following each other, and there is a vehicle that is slowing down, but the vehicles that are approaching this cluster of vehicles that are probably slowing down, they won't be able to see that main vehicle, and they don't know if they should react already. But with V2X, they will be able to see such kind of a vehicle, and an application like the forward collision warning application will be able to tell the driver that, hey, there's going to be an accident if you don't slow down yet. So V2X has potential to save lives. There's another example where another application is electronic emergency brake light system or warning, where a vehicle that is slow that needs to come to a stop very quickly would send out an EEBL message to other vehicles, and once they receive it, they can also stop, even though they cannot really see that vehicle, but they can stop. Of course, these messages are authenticated and all that, so they can use that information. But what if that white vehicle now is a malicious actor? So it doesn't really want to stop, but it wants other vehicles to stop just to cause disruption in the traffic flow. So it would just send a fake EEBL message. And since the red vehicle was not able to see the white vehicle because of the obstructed view, it may just decide on the information it has that, hey, maybe I should stop for a little bit. Then it would realize, oh, the traffic is going forward. So that has potential to cause disruptions in the traffic. That brings us to the point that V2X security is very important. As you all know, security everywhere is important. So data integrity and security is important for V2X to work phenomenally. And an insider malicious actor can disrupt your network. So to ensure this, the data has to be authenticated, but mainly it has to be correct. And to detect the correctness of data, there are systems known as misbehavior detection systems. And there are tools that help you to generate this kind of malicious data, namely Veremi, you guys must know, F2MD, and then we are proposing our tool VASP in this talk. So let's talk about the prior work. So Veremi is a data set that contains a couple of attacks, but all of those attacks are position-based. So, and also, since it's a data set, it's not really, it's just some text files that you can take in and perform your analysis on it. So you cannot really generate your own, or you cannot really generate your data from your own implemented attacks. And there are no V2X consuming applications to test against. Also, coming to F2MD. So this framework expanded on Veremi as well, but it contains more attacks, more defenses, but it's really difficult to start with. I've tried installing it a lot of times, and unfortunately, it is really difficult to start with. Also, even though this platform is really extensive. It's really great work, but still there is no V2X applications to compare. Oh, how is this really going to affect your vehicle? And of course, there's little to no documentation of this, so you have to really go into the code to start working with it. So looking at all those problems, what we did is we tried to specifically focus on the attack side of things. We have developed our application called VASP, V2X Application Spoofing Platform, where we have implemented 68 attacks. All are BSM-based, the basic safety message-based attacks. It integrates modularly into the Vanes ecosystem, which is the de facto V2X simulator. So we have documented it extensively, and you can use your own road networks with it. I have a demo running right there if you would like to come and see. This is just showing how it runs. It's basically a Vanes simulation, but you can come to the booth if you would like. So the system model we assumed in our research is that all vehicles can transmit V2X messages, consume them. They have V2X applications to consume them, which were implemented based on the SAE J2945/1 specification. And in the attacker model is that this is an internal attacker which can rationally launch attacks and target its victims directly. So using this mentality, we implemented a lot of attacks. This is an eye chart, I know. But everything is in the repository, which I will give you the link of at the end. But the main thing is we have tried to attack positions. We have tried to attack speed, acceleration, heading. We have attacked the EEBL and IMA applications, the intersection movement assist application. Then we have some mobility-based attacks and just denial of service based of, if you think about channel-based attacks. So we tried to cover everything for everyone to start working on it. But we also added a different dimension to the attacks. Mainly, you know what to attack, but when to attack is also important. So that is what we are trying to propose here, and we call them as attack policies. First one is persistent, which has been included in all other works, where every message from an attacker is an attack message. And the other one that we are proposing is sporadic, where the attacker may use a probabilistic model to seem random, but will allow the attacker to stealthily place its messages so that the attacker can successfully launch an attack. Okay, but it was necessary for us to do a threat analysis of all the attacks. You can implement an attack, but does it really work? So we did an analysis based on reproducibility of the attacks, the impact that it can have on the traffic, and how stealthy this attack could be. So yeah, we did an analysis based on that. Now coming to the detection side of things. So we did implement some detectors ourselves, which is not the point of this paper though. But we found that F2MD and Veremi don't really cover most of the attacks that we have because they didn't concentrate on those areas. And what we tried to do is we tried to develop detectors, high quality detectors, and tried to shift this towards that, hey, you can, with high precision and recall, you detect these kinds of attacks. But how were we able to come up with this? Is because we had the adversarial mindset of actually attacking everything in all the fields. And as you can see, in the previous frameworks, they weren't looking at that, and hence they weren't able to do the cat and mouse game of, hey, let's attack everything and let's then secure everything. So, right, coming to the conclusion, we expanded our attack data set, And what we found, we found that position, speed, and acceleration are the main kinematic values that are important, because your V2X applications use these values, and your misbehavior detection algorithms use them as primary values. But mainly acceleration is the root value, because that is what is used to estimate your position, the next position, and speed in the next time step if you're using some kind of predictors. So securing acceleration is really important. In terms of attacks, we also combined the attacks. So we tried to see, hey, if you're just transmitting high speed values, does that do something? We found no, it doesn't affect that much. You can really detect it easily. But if you're transmitting if you're transmitting a larger vehicle, does it do anything? No, not really. But if you combine it, it can simulate a large truck coming at you. So that kind of thinking is really important in trying to sequence the attacks or combine the attacks, so that you can really piecemeal the attacks to bring out more disruption. So here's the GitHub link, and I would really love you guys to contribute. And you can use this already. If you do not want to contribute, that's fine as well. But you may use it in your research. You can write your own attacks. You can generate the data. You can write your own detection algorithms. You can and then analyze your work using our framework.